Disowned for blood. My new fortune let their legacy burn. My whole life, I believed I was living the dream. Comfortable family, successful parents, a sprawling, historic home that was more than just a house. It was the family legacy. My father, the architect, my mother, the academic. They always emphasized loyalty, tradition, and the trust fund that had been compounding for generations. It was always understood that my older brother, Mark, and I would inherit it all, split it down the middle, keep the name alive. Then came the cinematic plot twist. I'm adopted. 32 years of silence, shattered. Mark found the papers, confronted them, and they admitted it. They raised me as their own, never a distinction, yet suddenly the narrative shifted. A few days after the reveal, they updated the will. They significantly reduced my inheritance to a fraction of Mark's, specifically to reflect the direct lineage and patrimonial ties to the family estate. Because my blood wasn't their blood, my share of the legacy shrunk to a consolation prize. I realized their love was conditional. It was tied not to my 32 years of being their son, but to a shared bloodline that didn't exist. I didn't fight. I quietly took my small settlement, packed up my life, and cut ties. I said, keep your legacy, keep your bloodline, keep your conditional love. And I disappeared. What they didn't account for was what I did with that small settlement. It was just enough to start a small niche tech venture with a friend. It wasn't historic family wealth, but it was mine. And 2 years later, that tiny venture exploded. We were acquired last month for an amount that makes their trust fund look like pocket change. I'm suddenly obscenely wealthy. I kept it quiet. But that kind of money has a way of finding its way into the light. Through a nosy cousin and public filings, the news got out, and my phone lit up. Mum, Dad, Mark. Relatives I hadn't heard from in a decade. Everyone suddenly needed money for life-saving surgery or critical business investments. Then, last week, my father called. Not to ask how I was, or to apologize for the years of lies. He called, voice shaking, to tell me his architecture firm had collapsed. They'd lost everything. The sprawling, historic house, the legacy, is going into foreclosure. And he ended the call with the line that chills me. Son, he choked out, I know we made a mistake with the will. But now, it's about family sticking together. We need you to save the house. It's only fair that you help us preserve our history. The sheer audacity. They cut me out of their history, only to demand I use my self-made fortune to buy it back for them. I have the power to save that house, the very symbol of the bloodline that excluded me. I can write the check and be the savior, or I can watch them lose the thing they valued more than their own son. I sent them one final honest message. This isn't about love. It's about history, and that history excluded me. Good luck with the foreclosure sale.